growing plants or producing plants, whether from seed or from cutting or from salvaging, but supplying plant material to the Springs Preserve and the public and other agencies for landscaping and restoration.
And Springs horticulture expert Russ Harrison has made it his business to know these native plants.
I'm in this position every day, so I see what's available, what flower color there is, what vines exist, what shrubs exist in the native world, and how that can supplement or replace plants that may not be best suited here to our climate and our soils.
In order to restore the springs, Russ's team has obtained permits to collect native plant seed from pristine places all around Las Vegas.
We go to Gold Butte, Lake Mead area, Rainbow Gardens, a little bit outside the Red Rock area, Lovell Canyon.
The precious ounces of seed are cleaned by volunteers and transplanted for the first time into the propagation facility's greenhouse.
We initially plant into what we call a cell, and it's a little 1.5 inch wide by 4 to 7 inch cell that goes into the greenhouse, and it can take anywhere from 6 weeks to 6 months to a year for a plant to reach a size that we're able to transplant it into a larger container. It just depends on the species.
With as many as 30,000 plants on the property, they're always engaged in a mass transplant operation they call potting up.
We pot up all week long. We have our bigger pot ups on the first and third Mondays because we have a good group of people that come in on those days. They're master gardeners, so they're a little bit more trained on how to handle seedlings and how to transplant with their training.
They know that transplanting can't happen without careful handling and a well-developed root system.
These desert plants, everybody thinks they're really rough and tough, but they're actually very fragile, especially when they're young. And if the root development isn't there and you're handling them and roughing them up, they will die on you. So you need to have a really good root development and also handle them with kit gloves as you're transplanting.
In order to educate the community and restore its native plant culture, the propagation team makes seasonal samples of the 170 species they've potted up, available to purchase at the Springs gift shop for a Friday afternoon delivery. But you can also get to pick up the specimens by joining one of our new plant introduction programs on the third Thursday of every month from 10 to noon.
We'll take visitors on a tour and we'll highlight 5 or 6 different plants that are showing themselves for that season and talk about how they can be used in the landscape.
And of course, you can visit the Springs Preserve anytime you'd like to appreciate how a prolonged pot-up operation can produce true and beautiful desert landscapes.
You can go to the Springs Preserve and walk through the garden and just through the landscape and see these plants at maturity. So if you're not sure what they look like when they're at full size, that's a good place to go and take a look and see what they'll do in a year or so or 2 years as they grow. So that's a good place to find out firsthand what you're getting.